Hello everyone, it's Barry here, and I am here for Keep It Simple Crafts, and I'm going to share with you another one of my favorite card making techniques. This I like to call a sunburst effect, and it's a great way to use up scraps, any kind of scraps that you have. But first, let's get started. We're going to make a regular A2 card size. This is 4.25 by 5.5. And then what I want for a background piece, I just cut this a little bit smaller. So it is 4 by 5 and 5.5. So 5.25. And then for my actual card, my focal point card, or my front piece of my card, I even reduced it a little bit more. So it's 3 3/4 by 5. So that's how it's going to look right like this when we're done. Okay, so this is it. Now, what I want to do is grab your scraps, any kind of scraps that you'd like. Here is my scraps that I'm going to use. I've decided to go with a yellow palette and added a little bit of gold for interest, just for a solid print. We got prints here, we got solids here. Doesn't matter, you don't even have to go with yellows. You could possibly go with a rainbow color, or maybe if it's underwater, maybe turquoises or blues. Anything that kind of matches, or we'll see. But these pieces actually come from our line, Keep It Simple's line of Belle. So this is the Belle line. So there's the yellows that I chose from. So I took a little bit of yellow from each of them. This has the faux glitter, which I really wanted for a sunburst effect. This is the one side of the Belle, and the other side, of course, is a lovely blues. Now you can kind of see with this the lovely Belle and the Beast. And then this is one of my favorite prints. This has got the blue and the yellow stripes, which is reminiscent of the Beast's outfit. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and use these as our bases, or our actual beams of sun, okay? Bringing in my trimmer here. Now what you're going to do is take your pieces. Now it doesn't matter what length, to a certain extent. Wherever you want your beam to start, of course you're going to have, and this will all make sense, longer strips. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting these at 1 inch. Just, you don't have to, it could be a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, an inch, 1.25 inches, just like that, okay? And for my gold piece, what I'm thinking in my head is I kind of want this at a 1/2 inch. So here we go. I got it at a 1/2 inch, and I'm cutting it down just like that. Maybe 3/4. I'll try a 3/4 too, just like that. Okay, and I'm just going to continue on cutting these at 1 inch, as many as you want, and as many as you're going to need. Okay, so there's that. Now, I'm going to move these out of the way. Now, we have a bunch of these already made. Here they are, okay? They're just strips. Now what I want to do is cut them into long triangles. You can use your trimmer, but I just use my regular scissors. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go from corner to corner and just do a cut, just like that, to make long beams. Now the ones that are longer, such as these, just eyeball it. I'm not too particular. I just like to eyeball it. Most of these is going to be covered up anyway, so you can cut these off. It's going to be covered up. So here you go. We're just going to cut a bunch of triangles, just like this, with all the different pattern paper and any of the solids that you have as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just do a few of them, just so you get an idea. So there you go. There is a bunch of the triangles. So from your rectangles, we're going to go into make triangles. Pretty simple. So with that, I'm going to start layering these on my card. Okay? All right. Grabbing my base back again. Here is my base. And I'm going to go ahead and take these cut pieces here. All right? And what we're going to do is start to place them on our actual focal, our actual card top, I guess you should call it. Now, for this particular design, I decided to have my sunbeams radiating out from the center. So it's going to come out from the center and radiate out. Now, I've also done them where I've started down here and had them radiate out from the bottom. So it's wherever you want them, where the thinnest part of your triangle will be. And obviously, if you're going to start at the bottom, you're going to have a larger strip. Because what we want is that all of the top portions have got to be longer than the card base that we're going to use, or the card front that we're going to use. And then the point of your triangle will then be down here. For my card, however, I'm going to do, like I said, the center. So I'm going to go ahead and with my glue, I'm just going to do a line of glue just like so. Okay. And then I'm just going to place it down, roughly kind of center it a little bit, like that. Okay? And then I'm going to take my next piece, put a little line of glue, okay, like that. And what I want to do is take the point and bring it up to the top, like that, so that there's an overhang. We want that overhang up there. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to continue on. Now, because I've got this, I kind of want a little ray of gold, just a little ray of gold right here. Again, I'm matching up that point down at the bottom, okay, leaving a little gap between that one previous, and then making sure that my ends are over the edge of the card. And I'm going to continue on again, adding a little strip of glue. And I'm just randomly placing these like that. And now I'll continue around. I'm going to go on this side now. Little line of glue. There you go. And again, I'm going to put this down here. Little bit. Now you do not have to do this gap in between the colors. They could be bumped up to one another. I just like the down at the bottom, I kind of want them close together just to give it that sunburst feel. And then again, I'm just going to add a little line of glue and add this to it, making sure each time that your beams of paper go over your cardstock, kind of like this. Now you're going to continue on. I have already done one here, started, continued around, and then we're just going to fill in the bottom portion, doing exactly the same thing. So you can see how it's radiating from the center and starts to do a sunburst effect outward. So again, here I go. I'm going to add a line of glue and just finish these up. Kind of got a little bit of globby glue there, but that's okay because our focal image, our focal point is going to cover up this middle portion. There you go. And I'll continue this. While I'm doing this, do any of you have like your favorite colors? Is there a favorite color you always gravitate to in your card making? I seem to always gravitate towards blues maybe, but boy, when I see a yellow, if I get inspired, yellow is really something that I think it's just because it's bright, it's sunny, I don't know, it's just, so when I was thinking about doing this, I was thinking, I really want to do yellow. So I ended up, of course, doing yellow. Yeah, I really like this technique. Again, it's using up a bunch of your scrap pieces, and you're just, and it comes out to be so beautiful, so has this nice effect, I think. Okay, just adding a little bit of glue, and then the last piece goes in, just like that. I might have to do a little touch up, let it dry a little bit. And there is your sunbeam. Doesn't look as very good right now, but we're going to trim it up. And this is where you just turn it over like this. And then again, you're going to take your scissors and using your panel as your guide, just trim off all the excess. Okay? Just trim off all the excess. This is the fun part. And it's almost like magic when you turn it over and see the result. It's such a satisfying moment. I'll show you. So now that I'm cutting them all off and all these extra pieces, and you see why I want you to put the pieces of paper over the edge of your front card. Now watch when I do this, how wonderful this looks. Look at that. Isn't this great? Just so pretty. You can kind of see it as it glimmers. Now, all we have to do is I'm going to glue this onto our gold panel to give it a little frame. So again, I'm just going to use a little bit of glue here. Just a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to glue it on, leaving about 1/4 of a border around it. Again, I just eyeball it. And luckily with wet glue, I like wet glue just because I have a little bit of wiggle room. Just a little bit before it dries. And then it does dry quickly. So that's a good thing too. And then we're just going to place this whole piece on our regular card, doing the exact same thing. Just adding a little bit of glue, line of glue around it. I know there's 2 different camps. People I use all kinds of glues depending on what I'm using. I love my tape runner. I love my wet glue. I just find that, depending on the project I'm working on, I kind of wanted, it depends on the glue that I'm going to use. And for this, I just decided to use the wet glue because I do have that little bit of wiggle room. All right. And there you go. There is the panel to your card, your front card. Now we just need to decorate it. I want to share with you. Here is what I went for. I'm using the little blue genie from Aladdin, and I'm using the sentiment, "You're a diamond in a rough." Now, both of these stamps, I stamped and colored the genie, and stamped and colored the little diamond here from our Jasmine Once Upon a Time stamp set, which includes this beautiful Jasmine. It includes her castle. It includes the blue genie and the magic carpet. Abu is here. A couple of sentiments. I love this. It's wonderful, wonderful stamp set. So I stamped him. I colored him with my Copic markers. And then just to add it a little bit, I added a little bit of Wink Estella on his cuffs to give him a little bit of a sparkle. I thought that was kind of fun. Now, we also have these little wobbles, and I think you've seen these. Keep It Simple's just started carrying these. These wobbles are fun. I used to make my own out of using wires and just pieces of paper, but these are great. So what I'm going to do is it's got a protective cover over it. Just remove it. Now this is sticky, so he can go on right on the back. I kind of wanted that genie to be wobbly. Okay? So I've got that stuck on there. And then you just release the backing from the back portion, which then releases the sticky. And now you see when I said, whoops, you see where this portion is? I'm going to place him right on top of that to cover that up. And there he is. Isn't that just cute? I love that. So now we need to add our sentiment. I kind of wanted it to be popped up a little bit too. So you get your adhesives, your foam adhesives. Now I do want to share with you that I've got this foam adhesive. This is also from Keep It Simple. It's Keep It Simple's Back to Basics, the Shaker Basics. You get 6x9, 6 foam adhesives and 6 acetate sheets. You use these, you can use these for, of course, shaker cards because of the acetate, but I use the foam adhesive almost exclusively. Now you can look, they are, every bit of this is foam adhesive. It is, and it's got a protective cover on each side, so it's already adhesive for you. And it comes in 3 different widths. You've got your 2mm, your 3mm, and your 4mm, and you can kind of see the width there. This works perfectly for any kind of project because depending on what size you want, you have it, and you can cut it to size. And I just save a lot of the remnants and use over. Like this was from another project, and you can kind of see both of these. I pulled them out. You can kind of see the width if you can a little bit. This is a 4mm and this is a 2mm. For this particular project, because of he is really my focal and he's already wobbling, I wanted to use the smaller. Now this is just a little piece of that, just a little piece of the remnant. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut off a slip just like that. I can cut it to my size. And because, like I said, this is double-sided adhesive, again, you peel off a protective cover on one side, and I just stick it down on this sentiment. Now, just release the protective cover again to release the adhesive. Now I'm ready to place my sentiment down, and it gives it a little bit of dimension. Okay, and now I wanted to add a little bit of something else. So I thought, he's in the sky. I want to make sure he looks like he's in the sky, and I'm going to add some clouds. So these clouds came from, again, the Keep It Simple, Wee Bit Wicked outline dies. There's a cloud here and a cloud here. So I just cut one of each, cloud and a cloud. This is the Wee Bit Wicked, Keep It Simple. And here you did. Here they are. And I just then used my Copic markers and outlined them in gray. And I hope you can kind of see those. It's a little bit light, but I just added a little bit of gray just to give them dimension. And again, I'm going to take that foam and I'm just going to cut off some slips. Just like that. Release the protective cover. Put that right there. I'll do the same thing with this one. Release the protective cover. Place it on here. There we go. Okay, and then I think I want one to go about right here. I think that looks good. So I release that adhesive backing to release the adhesive, and then again release that. So there's no glue involved. And I'm going to put this one right here. I think that looks good about right there. There you go. And voila! There is your sunbeam card. Isn't that cute? Well, I hope you get a chance to try out this technique. Again, I love it because I can use a bunch of scrap pieces that I can just cut up. I'm thinking that this would be really cute as a rainbow sort of feel. If you want to use primary colors, the rainbow colors to make a kind of a rainbow sort of appeal here. I'm also going to be working on one for Ariel, who is coming out soon for Keep It Simple, as an underwater theme. I thought that would be really pretty with turquoises, maybe some white or maybe some gold there too. So anyway, thank you for joining me today. I certainly appreciate it. And I hope you have fun and enjoy card making